are listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
Goof On Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Goof On Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You are listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is May 25th, 2023. It is a Thursday. Welcome to the show. Expect a low amount of people in the audience tonight. Shadow banning has been turned on full throttle, I've heard. And obviously, I don't know. I'm just playing around. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you can make it here on a Thursday night. 9 to 5ers, one more day, and that's it. Giddy up. Weekend time, baby. Is it Miller Lite, Bud Light, or Coors Light? What are you? A Corona Light? Or are you just a beer guzzling, don't care what kind of beer it is guy? Or gal? I don't drink, so I can't. All I can say is I had a good day, went to the dispensary, got 50% off. 50% off. I forgot I had, when you're a new patient, your first visit, they gave you 30% off, second visit, 40%, and third visit, 50% off. That's incredible. Now, you don't have to use them on your first, second, or you can hold them because they have other deals going on, and usually they're as good as 30, 40, or 50% off. Well, today was 50% off, and I still had mine, and I used it. And let's just say I finally got some edibles. I took them like 30 minutes ago. I think they're working. I feel good. Yeah, I haven't had edibles in probably a year. God, what a different high it gives you, though. It's so much better. I could just eat this stuff. You know what I mean? I'd be I'd walk around. I would look like a big bud. What is this? I don't know. But tonight we're going to talk about this. Not only that, other stuff going on in the UFO community, but I am so astounded at the ball bag on Corbell and Knapp to still stand their ground on this video after, and to me, it's not a smoking gun debunk, but it's so good. How could it not be with the military personnel and doing all the training and all the exercises there for the 7 weeks? Oh, I forgot to mention that. Well, I'm going to play a little bit of the show of weaponized, fair use it, because, like I said before, it's not that I dislike them. I don't understand what is happening with them. Well, look, I've heard so many nightmare stories about Corbell that I believe he is what I think he is. And what I say he is, he is. But I look at Jeremy Corbell like a spoiled 5-year-old kid. And George Knapp is the father who doesn't want to discipline him, but also doesn't want him to get away with everything. So he lets him get away with just about everything. I don't know how these guys can't just say, look, hey, we spent 2 years of our lives investigating this. And, we posted it because we don't know what it is. And we want to get the public's. Why didn't you post it when you first got it? Why do you hold on to it? See, I don't think they do. I either that or they're waiting for it to get approved that they could show it, but everything they're showing isn't a UFO. It's not. It isn't. And it can't be made into a UFO just because you want it to. To me, I think it's been debunked 90%, 95%. And these guys, they're... Why? So I came up with the theory that they are disinformation agents for the government. And they are tasked with putting out stuff that can be... let me rephrase that. They're putting out stuff that everybody knows what it is already or isn't. Right? The Boca, the swarm of the Russell. There was a swarm of UFOs and in the UFO, and we got the radar, and they show the radar with 3 little blips going 80 miles an hour. Like, come on, man. No, but you see, if it's more than one, it's a fleet. So 3 or 2 UFOs that flew around the ships in a straight line. I got nothing, man. The only thing that makes sense to me is that they're paid to give us stuff that we already know the answers to, but they're still putting it out there, like flares, like the recent video. You can put it up there, and from, 20, 10, 30 miles away, it looks like UFOs in the sky. And I've debunked those a long time ago living in Arizona because I saw the flares when I was at a Jack in the Box, and I drove as close as I can get to them and saw the smoke coming down. It wasn't just those flares. They kept dropping them. So I was lucky enough to see flares get dropped a few times and videotape it. And sure enough, straight line, but they were drifting and going down. You can see it. But if you just casually watching it, and you're not steady with the camera, it looks like they're hovering. So Jeremy also made a couple of big mistakes too. Not sure if he did it intentionally. He says flares do not last more than 2 to 5 minutes. Wrong-o, beaver breath. They can last up to 20, 25, maybe even 30 minutes, ding-dong. Corbell. It's funny. 2 years, and he still doesn't know how long flares last. How do you not know if you researched that and it was military in the area for 2 years? How do you not know? How did you not? You didn't look into flares? So now that I know he lied about how long flares last, which is a blatant lie. Everybody knows. Right now, I'm telling you. No, flares, the flares that they usually drop are 5-minute flares. That's what I've recorded many times. And it's 5 minutes, like almost to the second. When they lit up, I had the stopwatch out. And at 4 minutes and 58 seconds or so, they flickered out one at a time. It's pretty amazing. They got those things down. But anyway, I want to welcome you to the show. I already started. What am I doing? What is this? Let's do a little roll call. Just a quick roll call. We'll start with Jeanette. Throwing Jeanette, the best a man can get. Jeanette. Oh, that's Gillette? Oh, what am I doing? Thank you for the $10. The 10-pound, 10-quid super dono. It's pure love here at Goof On this evening, folks. Come on down, join the fun, food, and entertainment. Jeanette, thank you for being a supporter continuously of Goof On. Mucho gusto, generoso. And if you want to help out the show, that's how I survive. Goof On lives because of you guys. And, you know, we do things. So I'm going to be doing a lot. Oh, God, my uterus. It's sore. I know I don't have one. Come on. It's a joke. Thank you very much, Jeanette. Mucho gusto, Jeanette. So, hey. Roll call. And welcome to the show. Metalhead. Oh, by the way, all the links are in the show description if you want to help out like Jeanette did. Super chat, super sticker, PayPal, Cash App. It's all in there. You guys know what to do. Metalhead, welcome to the show. Sapphire Elf, the show welcomes you. That's good. David Wilcox, Nod Wilcox. Welcome to the show. What's up, Tony? Welcome to the show. D&I, Exodus. Yeah, they sold out. They post what they are told. I think so. I think these guys, you know, my neck's still sore from when I took that frickin' fall. Oh, my God. But, yeah, I think they did. Helen, welcome to the show. The Wild Ones here. Rebecca, welcome to Sky Allen, welcome to the show. Vitska, how you doing? Good to see you. Conundrum. Ooh, look at you, a year older. Nah. Welcome to the show. I don't know, man. But welcome to the show. Stephen A, everybody. What's up, Mick? Welcome to the show. Mr. B's Truth Seekers is here. What are we going to do with these guys? I think I'm going to be going on Mr. B's Truth Seekers show soon. Don't know when, but we're working it out. And of course, we got to have you here, Mr. B. Mr. TB, welcome to the show, Mr. B. We'll just now we'll go. Now you're officially Mr. B's. Just get that out. I don't know why I'm focusing on it, but I'm just looking. I said it was going to be a slow night, and I'm right. Larky Derry, welcome to the show. Jammer Travels, welcome to the show. And I saw Andrew Fricker, and I was like reading them both at the same time. What's up, Andrew? Welcome to the show. Moonlit, thanks for those posts. And also the thumbnail that I wish I saw before I made mine. I guess I could switch it, huh? Yeah, why don't I just switch it out? That's what I'll do. Good idea. But Moonlicht is a really good thumbnail artist. If you haven't seen his Twitter feed, go check it out. Got a lot of good stuff on it. Some sexy stuff too, by the way, which I appreciate as a man. You know, every now and then, you know, you gotta get something. You see something beautiful. I don't know what it is. I see this girl. I like her. And I see Moonlicht put her up. I'm like, Moonlicht? I thought this was about UFOs. I can't do it tonight. I don't have it. I can't get the voice. Yeah, it's not working. John, Southern Exposure. How you doing, man? Welcome to the show. You just saw me fail pretty badly. Slow Wevo, what do you say? Welcome back. Good to see you. Let's get the show started. If I didn't say hi, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It means we got a show to do. Hollows D. Chris Snowden, welcome to the show. There he is. Solar Marshal, what do you say there? Lord Ludicrous, what's going on? Corbell is the grifter king. At this time, he does hold the belt. And George Knapp's there with him. And we're going to look right at it. We're going to start off tonight's show. Going right into it. Welcome to the show, fellas. Pyramid 7, U2, Andromeda Native, gotta say hi. Intergalactic Overhaul, Diane the Boss is here. Welcome. All right. Pyramid 7, did I? I said it. All right. Welcome to the show. All right. I'm going to pull up Weaponized. We're going to go right into it. Usually I wait. I'm not waiting tonight. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm going to make it the whole show. No, I don't feel sick. I'm just, something's off. I don't know what it is, but something's not right. And now that I'm aware of what it feels like before I'm going to go in throw up mode is what I'm calling that too. It feels like something's amiss. It feels like I might be entering the throw up zone sometime soon, within 24 hours. That would suck. All right. All right, let's pull this up. Wait. I don't remember talking about, this has got to be from just today, John Greenwald. We're going to go right into it. Just the update on what the Corbell this sighting is ridiculous. The fact I'm talking about it again makes me a little bit mad, but I have a job to do. And I feel like if I don't do it, people are going to believe. I know, it's only 80. Yeah, it's okay. People are going to believe that these are UFOs. So John Greenwald says, new information, data. So as promised, I'll revisit to ensure you all have everything. And just as suspected, it's even more damning. This was all a farce and an attention grab by a podcast. I wonder how many news outlets that covered this will now do a follow-up with the overwhelming evidence that Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp seem to be playing audiences for their own personal gains and aren't interested in telling you the truth and or exploring what the full story is. How can I can't believe John Greenwald is saying this. Look who he sent it to. TMZ, CBS News, Daily Mail, Mail Online, iHeartRadio. Good for John. John, thank you. I know you don't watch, but you'll feel the vibe of my thanks. Regardless of follow-up stories by these outlets, I think it's now time to dig in and explore why these two individuals appear to be obtaining what is likely classified information in some of their quote-unquote leaks they've published, MQ9 footage, why no one seems to care on the side of government, or do they? And what the game really is, because truth-seeking, truth-telling sure isn't it. He's right. He's calling Corbell and Knapp bold-faced liars. And here McWest has this 2 time-stamped original photos of the 29 Palms UFOs over 19 seconds. It shows a distinct descent. Yeah, perfect. 19 seconds from there to there. But if you were 20, 30, 10 miles away, you wouldn't see the movement with your naked eye. That's why Corbell is trying to get away with this, because he thinks he's fooling people, because supposedly there were 50 witnesses who saw this, and they all were like, what is it? Well, it's, as Jeremy stated on Weaponized on his podcast, he said the more people started coming in, the more excited they got. Well, yeah, that's that crowd mentality. God, he sensationalizes things so ridiculously out of the real context of what is happening. It boggles the mind. But thank God we have people like Greenwald, Mick West, and myself. Those guys do better work than I do. All I can do is speak. Gosh darn it. How many times do we have to be right to be taken seriously in this field? People don't like it. They don't like it that we're right. And that's why they don't like Mick West, because he's right. John Greenwald gets attacked on the daily because he's right. What is wrong with those people? Well, it's the same people. It's the same people that are like Corbell and Knapp. They're on the other side of ufology, if you know what I mean. Dare I say it? The woke side. There. These are people who don't like hearing the truth. And even though that's proven, listen to my voice go up 10 octaves. You know I'm serious. I mean, it's amazing to me that we're having a conversation. If this was Third Phase of Moon that put this video up, put this thing up, whatever, they'd be crucified. Well, it's about time. John Greenwald and Mick West. I know Stephen Greenstreet's going to get in on this. They all tell it like it is, and they're all hated by Twitter because they tell the truth. Why aren't they mad at the people trying to pull one over on us? Don't be mad at us. Well, why are you mad at John Greenwald? Why are you mad at Mick West at all? I mean, Mick West, he's got an ego on him, but I mean, the guy's right more than he is wrong. Yeah. I don't know why they support it. How many times? This is now the 6th piece of evidence, I believe, that Corbell put up over the last 2 years that were claimed to be UFOs but weren't. They were mundane things that could look like UFOs. And that's what I don't like. They're taking ufology back 15 years. We knew all about flares right after the Phoenix Lights. That's why flare sightings, UFO flare sightings, they don't really have long legs because people usually find out there was military activity in the area. Just like this. Military stuff going on in the area. Some exercises for 7 weeks. Conveniently didn't mention that. Nah. Oops. Man. So here's a little bit of evidence from Mick West. This is just to show you that I'm not just saying this or Mick West is making it up. This is real. It's debunked. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You cannot deny facts. Look at him move. Yeah. Oh, now what are you going to tell me? I think this is several seconds time lapse. So what are you going to say? That the UFO is bendable like that? They have bendable metals? Is that what's going on with this UFO? Those aren't flares just blowing down? Separating from the pact? Pact? Pack? Did I say packed? I did. I said packed. Yep. That's it. Now let's have a little bit of fun. You know, and I like Weaponized. I like the show. I'm not here to bash on them, but you know, I am very curious as to what their agenda is. I don't understand this. It's out of control. Now I feel like they're rubbing it in our faces to see what they can get away with. We just told the world flares were UFOs and they bought it. Didn't they show it on mainstream media? Yeah, we're going to look at that. I got all that stuff right here. Pulling it up. Never ends. It's very disheartening. Is that the right word to use? It's very sucky that we have to live with this. It's like, how do you spend 2 years researching something and leave out the most important parts? Because it's not real. So now that we know this about Corbell and Knapp, this should be the last time we talk about them at all. As a matter of fact, it's going to be hard to not talk about these two because they're in our public eye. Hold on, that was a very important message that just came through. Holy shit, hold on. Huh. Yikes. I don't know what just happened. That was a specific ding. Oh, wait, hold on. Yep, it was this. Okay, I was right. So, Dorothy, wow. Oh, Dorothy just sent $10 on PayPal for the road trip to Washington. My God, thank you so much for that, Dorothy. I still have to buy the plane ticket, but thank you very much. Yeah. No, I mean, I'm still going. I just didn't buy the plane ticket. I guess I could do that tonight. The last time I checked, it said it was $99 or $109, and that was 3 weeks ago. So if it's around there, if it's $300 to fly, I'm not going. That's ridiculous. That'd be, if it's $150 around there or less, good, I'll go. It's a round trip. Yeah, it's not that far. It's a couple of states away. How much, to go to California, it's like $100, not that expensive. This is just as far. All right, it's twice as far. But man, I know. I wish if I was to drive, it would be a 14-hour drive. Like, I'm not doing that. Anyway, thank you, Dorothy. And you are a continuing supporter of GoofOn, if I could speak. And Rebecca sent $3.33 on PayPal, too. Rebecca, what are you doing, huh? What are you doing? You know how to do that. Thank you, though. Man, the love. Seriously, thank you. Hey, that's through the PayPal thing. Thank you, Rebecca and Dorothy, for the PayPal contribution. So I was talking about, I have to say thank yous. Sorry. It's just the way we do it here at GoofOn. I paused. I knew when I was going to pause. Let me play something here for you, though. All right, 10-minute mark, Richie. I believe it's right here. Make sure the volume's on. You got to hear some of this stuff.
Was huge. He also said during, or the little bit that I saw from that is, well, let's just stop there. Alien hardware locations.
So the question is, how much of that information has already been conveyed to Congress?
Right.
And what will they do with it? Expectations, of course, are high right now. People think this is the year. We've only heard that for 50 years or so, that this is the year that disclosure.
Now look, George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell, they say the right things, which is nice. Listen.
All come busting out. And I appreciate the optimism of UFO world, but again and again, it's been Lucy in the football. Just when we think things are going to break, the rug gets pulled
right
out, the ball gets snatched away.
Okay, so you and I can establish that even just listening to that, they understand what's going on in ufology, right? So with that being said, why show us these crappy UFO videos? One reason to keep the popularity of Corbell going, but he is going to go down in history now as probably the most gullible or most evil, or a mixture of both. Because how do you not know you're being duped? And I think he's doing it with the help of George Knapp's connections. And if George Knapp is his mentor, which he is, because Jeremy brags about friend and mentor, it's a California thing. People have mentors in California. Yeah. Like regular people. Like I could be a mentor to somebody if they wanted me to. Yeah. It's only California. It would never happen here in Florida. But anyway, he's mentoring Corbell. And if this is how George Knapp operates, and we're seeing it through the works of Jeremy Corbell, then George Knapp is the most corrupt journalist in ufology. I'm not going to say ever, because they're all corrupt to one degree. And that's not their fault. It's the business they are in. Everything's done with behind the door, handshake deal, an eye wink, and pinky swear, cross your fingers, right? I've heard some things about journalists and stories. It's a real dirty industry. It is. Sounds like it anyway. I don't know. I'm not in it, but I tell you, I'd love to be in it. I'd love it. Now, how come I guess, see, I'm wondering, and I didn't see it. I looked a little bit, but maybe I need to look further to see if mainstream media will come back and say, you remember those lights we talked about yesterday? Well, it just so happens there was a military exercise in the area and it turned out to be flares. Is anybody on mainstream media coming back with that story and update? That's the right thing to do. And if they don't, well, then they're just as corrupt as these guys. And I hate to say it, especially George Knapp, but George Knapp has been the picture perfect idea of corruption in this field. His legacy is being tainted. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. See, when it doesn't make sense, something is wrong. And I can't put my finger on it. And nobody knows. Only those guys know what's going on. But it seems like they are paid to do this. If Jeremy Corbell is going to taint his reputation as a credible documentarian journalist, he's not an investigative journalist. He's a documentarian or something like that. But if he wants to go down as a credible one, he needs to backtrack, backpedal, and say, I'm sorry for all the things I did. To be honest, I'm gullible. I got trapped in a corner I couldn't get out of. I made a deal with the devil, and his name is George Knapp. I don't know how the story goes. I'm just playing the devil here. Is that what it is? I'm playing the devil? I tell you what. These guys say all the right things, too, on Weaponized. And I sat there and I listened to it today before the show. And I'm like, damn it. Why couldn't you put good videos out, man? Why does you have to do this to our community? I don't get it. They say the right things on this show and then they do the wrong thing. Their actions don't match what they're saying. Very sad.
I think that there is definite progress in the past 5 years, 6 years now.
There has been.
The New York Times story came out. A lot has been learned. The public has learned a lot. Congress has learned a lot. But it doesn't necessarily mean what our public might have in mind for disclosure is imminent. There are still some big hurdles to be overcome. Let's say you have whistleblowers who will tell Congress, this is the building where it is. A, do you have the authority to go in and get it? B, is it still there? C, even if it is there and you get it and you confirm that it's real, the testimony is real, what do you do with it? Does that mean you can release that info? Maybe not, because of national security considerations. And even if you can do that, does it move the needle? And I don't know the answer to any of that.
He's right on everything he said, in my opinion. I don't have to say anything, because that's exactly what I wanted you to hear. All right, let's go to this part. I like this. I don't remember. Oh, my notes are in the other room. Listen.
Information on the screen for people who are interested in it.
Yeah, it's not a hard book to read. It's an exciting book to read. Anyway, so listen, today, what I was thinking, man, is we know that there has been this kind of disconnect of events that occur and then getting them kind of not only out to the public, but kind of up to the chain of command, like getting stuff to Arrow and getting it there in the right place. So I think we should, we have been working on a case. It is 2 years.
So 2 years ago, this thing happened and nothing has come out. There's been no media coverage in the
The reason there's been no media coverage because it's flares. They're wondering why nobody picked it up in the media. All right, I'm telling you why.
2 years since.
When this first kind of came into my awareness, it has not been exposed to the world. But why it was important is because it was at a military base, and that was really interesting. That's an incursion, right?
He says that's an incursion.
Base. And that was really interesting. That's an incursion, right? If you have something over a military base.
Jeremy Corbell loves to sensationalize things. It's a swarm. They surrounded the Russell. It's a fleet, you know.
A flood of reports that I got.
A flood of reports. No, not just a lot of reports, a flood of them. This guy's taking speaking lessons. I know some of the techniques he's using here. It's funnier than hell.
Triangle-shaped craft incursions over military bases. Now, I got a tip, a heads up. You know, who are you going to call? I don't know.
Well, just as a way of background, the place where this happened, it's 29 Palms. Yeah. It's the largest U.S. Marine base anywhere. It's right in your backyard. You lived in that area for a long time. You had a lot of friendships there. So if anybody's going to get this information about something that happens at 29 Palms, it'd be you.
Yeah, it's in my back.
I lived in Phoenix, Arizona for 43 years. All the UFO reports that came in didn't come to me because I believed in UFOs or had a website in 2005. It's a silly comment, but I understand what he means.
Backyard, I'm going to hear the bombs going off. But yeah, it's a huge military base. Actually, a lot of Navy people will come to Pappy and Harriet's, which is one of my favorite saloons in the area.
Come on.
This is going to take me forever. How am I going to do this? It wasn't 36 hours after the event. I got people on the phone. I got images. I got videos. I was like, holy shit, this happened. Something happened. So what happened is, there was a craft that came over this military, you could call it installation, this military place. And it was reported to me that it looked like a V formation. It was like a triangle by angle of observation. And as this imagery and video is coming in, I started asking people, I started reaching out to everybody I knew that could know somebody that was on the ground at that time. And as the imagery and video came in, it was corroborative, different angles, same event. This is what I would call a mass sighting.
Of flares.
It was more than 50 people that I personally know were staring up and looking at this object at
He knows all of them, all 50 people.
One time. It resembled to me like the Phoenix Lights, how you
which were flares, ding dong.
You see that perfect V-shaped row
If it looks like a duck.
Of lights. So this will progress as we talk about it, because my skeptic mind is saying, oh, it's over a military base, probably some military weaponry. Let's show the first video and let's talk it.
Watch this. Watch how dark it is. You can't see anything. And the way it's dark like that makes the objects, flares, look more mechanical than fireball-y. You know what I mean? It looks different. Take a look.
Get through so people can experience it kind of like how we did.
Watch how dark everything. Look at this. You can barely see it, guys. But that right there. Whoops. Pause, man. I mean, I hit pause 3 times. That there would convince me that that looks different than flares. See, that's what Jeremy Corbell's saying is about this story, is that the color of the light, the flares, or whatever the object was not the same as flares that they saw being dropped. But you can't deny the evidence that John Greenwald and Mick West found that they are flares. And the way this video is being presented is very misleading. And this goes to something I always talk about. They try to get video that looks good enough that you can't debunk it. It could be flares, it could be a UFO, it could be one big craft, it could be 7 different craft. You know, it's that kind of experience we get when watching a Jeremy Corbell UFO video. And that's what we have here. And believe it or not, that's flares. And it looks really angular, you know, watch. I mean, you see it. I know I have it on small screen, but it looks very angular. But it really isn't. It's just looking that way. Yeah, I know. It's because it's so dark. Makes it more pronounced.
What is...
Now, another thing about this that I found out, which isn't true, Jeremy, for some reason, thinks that somebody said in the video that they don't just drop 5 flares. That's an odd number to drop. But then when they were showing the 5 flares in their position, Jeremy said, we even got a frame where there was another activity, or a light seemed to blink on and off right next to the big craft. Well, let me tell you, that was the 6th flare that for some reason malfunctioned and didn't light, and apparently was still trying to light itself, it looked like. And that's why you get to see just one little light. And if that guy is right, that's why you see the 6th one, and it's not really 5, it's 6. The 6th one is hovering there. You just can't see it because it's not lit up. That's bizarre. That's so funny. It's there the whole time. You just never see it. I love that stuff, man. All right. But anyway, a lot of update to this story. And I thought I would play it a little, you know, part of what they were talking about, just so you, if you haven't seen it, can get a better idea of what these guys are doing. I don't know why they're doing what they're doing. To me, to mislead the public purposely like this, purposefully, it's very strange. I don't think Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp are that dumb. But I do believe greed was a factor. There may have been a paycheck that came with this one. See, that's what makes me think they're being paid. Because why would they ruin their legacy, ruin everything they were trying to build up? Why would they ruin it? I think they think they're doing something for the greater good of whatever the DOD, the Navy, the military, our government told them. Whatever it is, they bought in, hook, line, and sinker. And we suffer the consequences of that bullshit agreement. Makes me very angry to be in this field with people that do what they're doing. It's so unfair that there's nothing we can do about it except talk. This is why we do what we do here at GoofOn. It's just very disheartening. It really is. And you know, you root for them. You root for anybody. I'd even root for Elizondo if he had a real UFO on video. I'm rooting for that person, those people, to have that video somewhere out there. I'd like to see it. But sadly, we get a lot of dots and pareidolia. But what they're doing is out of desperation, or is it out of casheration? I think I got did I already mention this? Jerry sent $15.55 on PayPal for the trip, Rich. Well, I got to tell you, thank you for that. Jerry, it's unbelievable. I appreciate it. I'm trying to picture who you are in the chat, but maybe you're not in the chat. I'm losing focus. I think I remembered just now who you are. Thank you very much. I know who you are. I know. Thank you. Yeah. That was mucho gusto generoso. Nah. That was funny. All right. It's funny to me.
Check out the
But yeah, thank you very much for that support. It goes right back into the show, to the trip. Absolutely it will.
Second video.
Yeah, the audio is great too.
Yeah.
All right. Watch this.
Those are not aluminum rounds because aluminum rounds fall. And
they are falling, yin yang.
And nobody shoots in a 5-gun section.
This is crazy. No, you can see like an outline or something.
There. Ah, you sister's ass. It made that shape.
It's
that
moving.
It's starting to make it. And the sixth one is somewhere up here. Over on this side. That's funny. And I'm going to show you that, because they show us that sixth one.
The next one, let's do that.
Yo, I'm about to be one of those crazy old motherfuckers. What is this shit? You're gonna see me in my basement and stuff.
Not in this video. Probably the next one they show.
There's more lights around it.
Did you hear them? There's more lights around it. See, right over here. There was one there. Probably a flare.
I love the color commentary that goes along with this. A couple of questions come to mind. It looks like the lights are blinking on and off. Is that an affectation from the camera, or is it clouds, or what do you make of that?
Yeah.
Why would George ask that question, by the way? Why am I not showing me? Why would he ask that question? Don't you think after all these years, George Knapp would know? It's either atmospheric, blinking, which they weren't blinking, or it's just the way the focus is. And I think Jeremy says that. It's here, let's see.
The lights were not blinking on and off. There's the in focus, out of focus that you can see in some of these.
I thought he said something, yeah.
The lights were steady, but there were some auxiliary lights, and I don't have a bunch of that.
There it is. Oh, sorry.
Saying that, you know,
you monkey's uncle.
Tiny little things around it at times. Auxiliary lights, and I don't have a bunch of that in the footage, but all the witnesses were saying that, you know, kind of like a sparkle. There were tiny little things around it at times.
Maybe they dropped more flares and not all of them went off.
Report, but it was mainly these 5 lights in this V formation.
It very much looks like the Phoenix Lights video that the world has seen, and it makes you wonder, what the heck is this? So obviously it's a military base. They do a lot of training out there. Why not flares? Couldn't it be flares? Because
Look at George Knapp. Why can't it be flares? Huh? Why can't it be flares? No, I heard you. Mr. B throwing down $20. Dude, you kidding? I'm sorry, didn't mean to say dude. Trying to get away from that, bro. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that like you wouldn't believe, but it's a super dono. And I believe that is your first one. That's right. It is the first one, isn't it? Well, thank you, Mr. B's Truth Seekers, for the $20 super dono. And good! All over ufology. And Corbell. Who said that? Thank you very much. Yeah, I haven't played one of those in a while. Thank you, Mr. B. Mr. B's Truth Seekers. Go check his channel out. Thanks for the $20. Mucho gusto, Generoso. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something to say, and I have nothing. I drew a blank. It shocked me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I forgot what I was going to say. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Why can't it be flares? Let's hear what Jeremy says, why it isn't.
Because that's the explanation people will come up with for this kind of a thing.
Right. So the object was sitting.
Because every time it's been flares. That's why people go to flares when they see these types of objects, George. What are you thinking, George? Let me tell you something, brother. I'm gonna go all full Hulk Hogan mode.
Sitting there, so I'm not going to say object anymore. It was a craft. The craft was sitting there, and it was the eyewitnesses could see the silhouette at night. You know, you heard it in one of the clips. They could see a silhouette of the triangle by angle of observation.
All right, can I say something? I don't think I can play any more of this, but holy crap. I forgot what I was going to say. Let me go back because it'll trigger what I was just going to say.
It was the eyewitnesses could see the silhouette.
Oh, that's right. Okay, here's the deal. When you have lights in the sky that are in the formation of these lights, your mind with that black background, let's say it was during the day and it was a blue sky, your brain would do the same thing. Your brain will try to connect those dots because they can't be up there individually. It looks like they're connected to something at that angle, right? So, of course, your mind is going to, I've done it myself. When 3 satellites passed overhead, I thought I saw they were connected, but they weren't. Because I saw the stars pass by in between, and I was like, whoa, when it got close to me. But when they were further away, I couldn't tell. And your brain will actually make the image of the light. So if it's like this, like this, like this, your brain will make something to look like it's attached to it. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. But it's true. Between the moon and New... That's the song, City. I know it's crazy, but it's true. It is. Your brain does that. All right, let me get rid of some things here and move forward with the show. I have a video I needed to play. Here it is. This is a video from Greenwald that came out yesterday. This is a 4-minute video. I'm not sure if this is him just replaying the show or... Let's see. This is the omission of context about the 29 UFO. I think we've seen this already. I think this was John's video, right? true. Why?
All that context was removed, I have no idea. So as of the recording of this video, I've seen the Daily Mail cover it, the same usual suspects, Josh Boswell and Chris Sharp, who I believe I've either talked on this show or other shows about the lack of research when reporting on these topics. Now, of course, they're beloved in the UFO conversation by many, simply because they tell people, I think, what they want to hear. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful here, but you have to look at now the history, especially with this story, because those articles that were published in the Daily Mail completely omit any of this context. So what are they doing? Are they just simply parroting what they are told from Jeremy and George? Well, that's bad in itself. That's not journalism. That's PR. Or are they just not caring at all? To maybe they did find this and go, oh, that kind of ruins our narrative here, so let's just go ahead and omit all that. No matter which way you slice it or dice it, it doesn't look good. So it's not that I'm trying to attack these individuals. I'm sure they're fine people. I don't know them personally. But when called out, and I posted, like, why was this ignored in your reporting? I was immediately blocked. I was called a child, and all I did was ask the question. I'm sorry, it's just an honest question. Why did you omit it? I was blocked by Christopher Sharp.
Wow.
I have since asked Josh Boswell at around the same time frame. Have not heard as of the recording of this video. So why is that? And that's what I don't understand. That's what I can't figure out. But at the very end of the day, it stinks to have to do this as someone who comes from the mindset that the government is actively covering this topic up, but there's a lot more to it, right? That's my mindset. That's what I can safely tell you. To have to show this type of stuff makes me look like the debunker,
right,
when I shouldn't. And the reason I say that is journalists should do journalism, and they should do their job. Even if there's no connection to the military exercise whatsoever, that's great. Is it worth a mention? Absolutely. Because if this was truly UAP, or maybe it is, sure, I'll accept that. You have to give the full context, because if you don't, you're either parroting a story that you are told to, you're parroting a story that you want to, but at the end of the day, you're doing absolutely no research whatsoever.
Damn. Wow. He said it. I didn't even watch this yet. And he said exactly what we said here tonight. John isn't a debunker. He looks for the truth. Some people think he is a debunker, but I don't think he is. Excuse me 1 second. I really had to get that out. And he does research. He's a researcher more than he is a debunker. But this was something that was blatant. And John is pointing out that it was bad journalism. If Jeremy wants to be an investigative journalist, you got to tell the whole story. You just can't omit what you want. So that brings up, well, did he say what he wants to say? Did he tell the truth? Or did somebody tell him what he had to say? And I feel like that is it.
So it shouldn't be up to me to look at other people's stories and realize, look, I mean, come on. We completely failed in 2 years to find this exercise.
Right.
To show that there's actual video evidence that's verifiable 100%, that's been in the public domain for 2 years. It's not even classified. I found it within minutes, that nearly matches an identical formation the exact same night in the same area. And you can clearly see because.
All right. We get it. Now we're beating a dead horse, aren't we? Yeah. We are. I think I said it all. So we know how the community feels. I now know more about the community, especially on Twitter, because I see the people who are supporting Jeremy, and I'm really shocked that they're supporting him this way. Oh, don't worry about the haters. They just don't like, the truth. Like, they're saying what we're saying, and it's so weird. It's literally like living in a land of bizarro. I'm telling you, it's bizarro. Well, it's that time again. It's top of the hour. We're close to it. Into Thin Air has a brand new video out. He always says I can just play it even if it's on the same day. So we'll play a few minutes of this 10-minute video. And Into Thin Air, major 6.6 Caribbean earthquake as predicted. Wow. I put in the as predicted, but he predicted. Okay. That is weird. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. Go. Bum, bum, bum.
Welcome
Antonio.
back, my friends. It is May 25th, 2023, and we've got a bunch of stuff to talk about, including major earthquakes, some of which we actually
Alien addicts here. I don't block you. I don't like you. I don't like you in here. You bring negativity. Why don't you go back home and create havoc in your own home? Don't create havoc in my home. If that is even the real alien addict, which it looks like it might be, but I'll have to check. Yeah, I just happened to look over and saw, there it is. Let's see if this is the real asshole. Let's see, go to channel. It really is the asshole himself. Wow, it's amazing. I didn't think that you figured out how to be a bigger asshole, but you did. And no, I don't block you, not in this chat room. Hey, you can hang out all you want and learn about ufology, and then you can use it on your show. Fucking dweeb.
predicted here on this channel.
If he says one bad thing, block him.
172 mile per hour peak wind typhoon making
Not in my house, bitch.
Taiwan. If you compare that to the Atlantic Ocean and a Cat 5, that is 155 miles per hour. So this thing is exceeding even the highest level of the Saffir-Simpson scale that we use to measure wind speed with cyclones, typhoons, hurricanes, all the same thing. Just depends on what part of the world they take place in. And of course, we are going to be talking about our sun and a growing sunspot that is becoming very concerning to a lot of people. We're going to talk about this one right here too, because this was actually visible from Earth with the naked eye, which is a super rare event. You definitely do not see that all the time, but it definitely took place, and it's still there and it's still visible. We've also got another possible invest going on in the Atlantic Ocean. We are just in the last week of May, and we are already seeing the signs of hurricane season, which begins on June 1st. But what I want to do right now is talk about this earthquake that took place 9 hours ago, a 6.6 near the Panama-Colombia border region. Luckily, this thing did not cause any damage or really any significant effects to the area, but it's the point that this earthquake took place where it did. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but 2 days ago, in a video, I discussed that we are going to start seeing earthquakes of large magnitude within the Caribbean Sea and even possibly the Gulf of Mexico. In fact, I'm going to play that short clip for you right now from that video from a few days ago, just to show you I'm not making this up. And here it is. We also can't forget 4 days ago, the 6.4 near Guatemala. That was a very, very concerning earthquake because we've been seeing a lot of action in Central America, and all it would take is this little push across this thin stretch of land, and we are talking about a major earthquake in the Gulf of Mexico, or at least in the Caribbean Sea, which would eventually affect the Gulf, no doubt about it. We've seen Jamaica have huge earthquakes. In fact, I feel like they are due for one. I don't want you guys to quote me on that, but I just have this strange feeling that near Jamaica and southern Cuba is going to get hit with something pretty strong soon, especially with what's going on with our solar weather. All right, so there you have the clip. Now, the reason I brought that up is because we had an outrageous, completely active set of sunspots that was launching off M-class and X-class solar flares almost on an hourly basis. We also have this sunspot down here, which was actually visible with the naked eye. If you had a pair of those solar glasses that you used to watch eclipses from, you could easily see this sunspot on the sun itself just from standing on the ground, from basically anywhere on Earth, and that alone is rare enough. But when I talked about the earthquakes taking place in the Caribbean Sea or the Gulf, I was talking about this sunspot right here, 3311.
All right, I'm going to stop it there. Go ahead and check out Into Thin Air. I will post the link to that video in the show description so you can watch it at your leisure. And I think we got, I think I know what's going on. See, I just got a PayPal from a guy named Mark Weir, who has the same last name as our most hated enemy, Darcy Weir. So, and then Alien Addict shows up in our chat room the same time, the same last name of my hater. Nah, sorry. They're up to something, and it's always no good. So, don't worry. Things are going to get very interesting with the haters. You will see. Eventually. So yesterday, I played a video of it. Do you remember, if you were here yesterday, I played a video of an airplane, like it was a prop propellered airplane, and near it or above it was a B-52 bomber. It was from 1980. I thought it might have been fake because it looked really strange. It was that old looking type of film from the 80s. Well, guess who told me that it was real? Alien scientist. He's back. He didn't leave ufology after all, thank God. Well, he's back for whatever reason. I'm glad. He sent me a video correcting me and saying, hey, I just want to let you know you were wrong about that. It is real. Here's the actual entire video. And here is the entire video. It's San Diego Air and Space Museum Archive channel. And it looks like we're looking at UFOs. It's just take a look at this history. It's amazing. Excusez-moi. It's amazing. I don't think there's any sound because the mute button's off. And that's just it. And that looks to be slow motion. But nonetheless, so cool to see this archival footage. If you were a distance away, you'd say, man, that looks like a UFO. Like, you wouldn't understand this part of the airplane. Now, that looks weird. I don't see the other wing for some reason, right? It's the angle we're at. But see, here's the wing, guys. I want to show you this because when you guys see those videos that people call Tic Tacs and you don't see the wings, look how close we are to this airplane and the angle we're looking at it, and we can barely see the wing. It's there, but it's very, very small. The other one you can see no problem, but that's the angle. The sun, the reflection of the plane, who knows? It's hard to tell why this close we can't see it, but you can see here it's all dark and shadowy, so the sun must be somewhere over here on the other side. I don't know, guys. All I know is that invisible tic-tac bullshittery is always airplanes. Always, and it always will be, and I don't care how long we're alive. I have yet to see a video proving the tic-tac exists. Oh, you know what I could do right here? I wasn't even thinking. How about this? A little music for it, right? Come on, baby! Look at the angle difference. Watch how, this is a great example of how airplanes can be mistaken for UFOs. Watch how much the configuration changes. Amazing. It's totally different looking. Looks like a TR-3B, right? Hello, my name is Alien Addict. I've come across thousands of miles to tell you I'm lonely. I have no real friends anymore. Will you take me aboard this craft? Can you show me the way to truth, Rich? I'm crying for you. It's why I showed up in your chat room, mate. I miss my mate. Too bad. Don't be that way, Rich. I really love you. I do, mate. I think about you all me nights. I don't care. Please don't be that way, Rich. I look at this video and all I want to do is be with you. I don't care. Why do you have to talk that way? You know that scares me. You know SCAMbian can't give me what you gave me, Rich. Don't make me cry again, Rich. Rich.
Go away.
I thought that would fit perfectly in what we were doing. Anyway, that's the video. My bad for saying this was faked. And Alien Addict is back. That's the news of the day right there. Alien Addict is... What'd I say? Alien Scientist is back. Sorry, I made a Freudian slip. Bastard. Once in a while, I like to think to myself, if I only had a friend in Great Britain who wasn't an arsehole. Now, Ben, the Yorkshire Goofonian's a nice guy. Always a nice guy, always. Nah, I don't have any issues with anybody else in the UK. Just Alien Addict. Just Alien Addict. That's all. Alright, let's pull up this next video. The music's still on? Yep. It'll turn off eventually. Did you see this today? Look at me, I'm a UFO celebrity. Another shrimp on the barbie. Remember? What movie's that from? That's right, Dumb and Dumber. Good job, Goofonians. This is what it really matters to Corbell, and he's certainly not going to let something silly like the truth get in his way. That's a great picture. It looks just like him, because it is. God, I love to hate these people. They make it so easy. And I'm sure Jeremy's a dick in real life. I'm sure he is. It's all I've ever heard. Nothing else. The guy's just... You can't trust him. He'll take the shirt off his back and give it to himself. That's how smart he is. Well, here's this. You know, we never showed this. I have to. Can we turn that music off? There she is again, needing my attention.
We all came out and looked, and then slowly, like 50 plus people.
You're adorable, Ollie. You're so cute. I want to put you in me pocket and sit on you.
Do you see the 5 dots there on your screen? Rare footage of unexplained objects hovering over an active U.S. military base in 29 Palms. According to witnesses,
let's hear how the news did it.
Floated in the air for about 10 minutes What could they be? Let's bring in investigative journalist Jeremy Corbell. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
These topics always really fascinate me, and I think they fascinate a lot of people. We just showed the clip. What did we see?
Yeah, well, look, this is an active investigation. I'm trying to crowdsource to get more information.
Oh, yeah, he's been drinking.
Said they saw
That's all they do over there.
Triangular-shaped craft hovering over the base. So
that's why he makes bad decisions.
At first, I thought it was flares, but after all this investigation, I can't deny that the people on the ground said that they saw a triangle-shaped craft, huge, hovering over the base.
And this is more than one person.
Yeah, this is at least 50 people that I know of and have spoken with many of them watching this, and they know what flares are. Some of them shoot them up. They're telling me they saw a...
So, even though these people know what flares are, there's no way these are flares. I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I can't do it. No more Corbell tonight. Can't do it. Check this out, though. I did want a little bit of history to be shown tonight. Oh, good. Good for you. That'll replace the blood in your body, just like you need. Perfect exchange of alcohol to blood content. Good responsible guy you are. You do that, man. Go ahead and go get in the front seat of a car and go driving. I want to see how fast you can go.
And this phenomena that's taking place today is as old as our history. As our
Let me know. Film it.
Anything new that's occurring, it's something that's being continued in another time of crisis when conditions affecting the planet are reaching a point where somebody has to take care of the situation.
Now, I don't intend in any way to be disrespectful or blasphemous, but do you feel, and I know you're not an evangelistic type, do you feel that you're some kind of Moses receiving a new word?
Well, I don't say that, Jack. I say that what is occurring now has occurred before. There's many records of these ships landing throughout history, clear back into Sanskrit. And
Wait a minute. You mean you're on vacation and you're still thinking about me? Isn't this amazing? It's amazing. It's like, what, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1:30 in the morning? What are you doing? Thinking about me? I can't believe it. He starts drinking, then now he wants to have, he wants to sext me. Yeah, I'm not going to sext you live on the show, you crazy galoot. It's too bad things didn't work out. We had some good times, but I can't go backwards. Sorry. I can't hate you for being you. But you betrayed our friendship, and that was the final straw. Sorry. I just don't go backwards anymore. Once you get to be an old man, you don't want to go backwards. You just want to keep going forward. You don't want to go back. Yeah, I'm done making those mistakes. Not going to fall for it this time. All right. The other question is, now with the whistleblower protection going on, this is from Alien Girl, who, by the way, she's doing phenomenal, her show. If you haven't seen it, it's on every morning, 7 a.m., Monday through Friday. You got to check it out. Her energy is just really good. You know what I mean? She's a happy person. She's trying. She gives everybody a fair chance. And then in the end, she gets burned, by ufology. And it sucks to watch. But when I see Alien Girl, Amy, who's very, I'm not saying she's very trustworthy, but she gives people a chance to prove themselves. Like when I hear a story, I'm like, yeah, right. She's like, oh, that's interesting. Tell me more. So I used to be that way. But, after a certain amount of years, you just realize immediately whether somebody's lying to you or they got something good there. We saw that with Angelique. Total bullshit from beginning to end. And even now, I say the end because, she's not doing our podcasts anymore in the community. She's got a contract with Gaia, I think. I don't know. Maybe Alien Addict will have her on again. He likes drama. But why isn't Bob Lazar coming forward with the new whistleblower protection? Bob Lazar, he was willing to come forward without whistleblower protection laws. Interesting. Work with Corbell on a whole full-length documentary about him working on alien craft. But now he is just going to hide away when all the other whistleblowers are coming forward? Well, that is an interesting way of thinking about it, but let's not forget that our government doesn't play by the laws. They don't play fair. So whether you signed an NDA and have this whistleblower agreement now that gives you the right to blow your whistle on what you think is, you're still going to have consequences whether you think, maybe you can speak about it, but they're still going to go after you. If I was a whistleblower, I would have to be on my deathbed if I had something really important to say about the government. They go after your family. You could be dying there. They're going to come in your bedroom at 2 a.m. in your wherever you're staying, and they're going to go, you may die tomorrow, you may die in a day or two, but when you do, know this, your family will be joining you very shortly. Thanks for speaking to the world. Huh? What? And then you die. Now you're a ghost whistleblower. You're a ghost blower. You're no good to anybody. Except for blowing ghosts. I don't know what that means. But we talked about that yesterday a little bit. The government's not going to play fair. You know? Oh, it's fine now. You can say anything you want. Yeah, go right ahead. Let that guy do it first, and let's see what happens to him in the next month, okay? That guy right there. Yeah. You, sir, I want you to be the first. No, sir, you said you would talk. Now, please talk. See, he's rethinking. Now that he's closer to the microphone, the reality's setting in, and these whistleblowers haven't said shit yet. So let's not get excited until they do. I'm not excited yet. When I'm down there and I see a whistleblower blow, oh man, it's going to be the best, the best. Are they going live with this on Greer's channel? I think it's going live for free or something like that on Greer's channel when it happens. Yeah, I don't know. I'll find out, though. I'll find out. I'll have to ask the Cousins brothers. They know everything about that. We got that out of the way. Good. We did that. Oh. I can't. I can't. I'm reading something that I don't know if I want to talk about it. All right, I'm going to switch gears here. Green Street, I love this guy. I don't care if anybody hates him. I like the guy. I think he does great work. Here's just some more stuff about Skinwalker and what he figured out is going on. It is amazing what he says.
And so then Fugel sends a all hands on deck email.
Oh yeah, this is okay, what he's talking about here is he was invited to go to Skinwalker, and when he got there, you know, I guess he wanted to see the best evidence they had. And then they said, well, we're not ready to give you that evidence. And well, they showed him blurry orbs and all sorts of shit that's bugs and nothing, right? So he's like, you knew I was coming for months. How can you not be prepared for when me, Stephen Greenstreet, investigative journalist, is coming to your place to do an investigation. How do you not have those videos ready? Well, that's what the context of this video is all about.
And so then Fugel sends a all hands on deck email. He CCs everyone, all the Skinwalker investigators. He CCs George Knapp, the author of the previous Skinwalker books, saying, hey, upon viewing Stephen Greenstreet's episode, basically, we need to get our story straight. We mistakenly said Lakatsky had his experience here. It actually happened in the kitchen. And so basically, we all need to get on the same page here. And moving forward, if when we tell this story, it's now in the kitchen. I'm not really sure why I was CC'd on this email, though I appreciate the transparency. But to me, it just sounds like people making things up and then wanting to correct themselves retroactively. And so then Fugel sends a all hands on deck email.
I'm reading the chat room and getting distracted. I'm trying to figure out what you guys are talking about. Sky Allen says, I think Lazar was telling the truth as he thinks the truth is, but may not know the truth. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, actually. Yeah, Lazar believes what he believes to be the truth. That could be it. But the whole thing was probably just a setup. I don't know. That's taking something a long way just to set him up. You know, it doesn't make any sense. Now, the real story is Bob Lazar is John Lear's kid, and they tried getting inside of Area 51. They got to S4. And Bob couldn't get anywhere else. And they wanted more and more information. So Bob was figuring out when the flights were going, these test flights, and started bringing the guys out there. And then eventually they got caught, as you know. But I do believe deep down, because Bob Lazar does look like John Lear to me. They could be father and son. It's pretty close, especially in the bottom half of the face. I know that's a stretch, but why? Why in this day and age and this field, that story fits right in. Hey, that's better than anything Corbell gave you. Telling you, man. This is a crazy world we live, this ufology world. Oh, look, I have something here. If the Holloman landing happened, this isn't the footage. This is good footage. And as every piece of evidence allegedly to support that story, including this footage, has been discounted. Oh, the most likely conclusion is that it never happened. Learn from the past, break the cycle, be UFO skeptical, but you can also be a believer at the same time. All right, let's take a look at this. If the Holloman landing happened. It didn't happen. We all know that. But, right? You know that, right? No? Something I think just bit me. What the hell keeps going? It was a little alien addict on my leg.
But if the shot isn't part of the legendary lost film, what does it actually show descending from the sky? What was coming in to land at Holloman that day? Well, I'm happy to say I can answer this somewhat definitively. I recently acquired a copy of the officially released 2007 DVD of the documentary. I quickly fast-forwarded to the landing footage and was momentarily stunned by what that extra detail revealed. It's a plane. The details are faint, but the wings and landing gear are unmistakable. The YouTube compression might completely obliterate the details here.
See? And this is how the Tic Tacs are being mistaken. Little out of focus. The right angle of light. The perfect reflection source. And you got yourself a UFO. Isn't it amazing? How many UFOs aren't UFOs? It's amazing. It's everyone.
Here, so I'm going to let it play a few times while I tweak the settings on the footage. It won't be pretty, but I'm hoping one of these combinations will help the wings and the landing gear survive the compression process. Now,
you don't need to see the rest because it's been proven. Tomorrow, we're going to go over some NASA footage, too. I definitely have to talk about some of the things that we're seeing from the shuttle missions. Magnolia V12, I was trying to get your attention. Yeah, the coffee's not sitting too well on an empty stomach. It's the whistleblower thing with Greer. Maybe the government just created... Wait, what? Maybe why the government just created disruptive technology strike force off the rails. You may be right about that. I didn't think about that. Maybe why the government just created disruptive technology strike force. For some reason, it's not sticking in my head. I'm off the rails. Talking about railguns? I'm not sure. Why don't I know this? It sounds familiar. Strike, what is it? Disruptive Technology Strike Force. Hold on, I want to see some. The Disruptive Technology Strike Force is co-led by the Departments of Justice and Commerce to counter efforts by hostile nations state to illicitly acquire sensitive U.S. technology, to advance their authoritarian regimes, and facilitate human rights abuses. That's from the Department of Justice. My goodness. Ha! Now I understand. That is a great super chat. Thank you, Magnolia V12. Off the rails is true. Thanks for the 5, man. Mucho gusto generoso and a continuing supporter of GoofOn. Who's this guy? Jason Semero. How you doing, man? It's been a couple months. Yeah, good to see you. Appreciate the support. It's a super dono. Yeah. So those they hit right in the heart, I appreciate it, man. I hope things are going well. Thanks again. I appreciate the super. A continuing supporter of GoofOn. Thanks, Jason. Lots of love tonight here at the old GoofOn channel. Appreciate it. And at JG Gentworth, what is it? AG. JG Wentworth 87755. Mucho gusto, Jason. Rebecca throwing down another $2 super dono. The love is flowing. How is Alien Addict in the house chat? Because I didn't block him. I unblocked everybody. As long as they're civil, they're allowed to be here. Right? If he wants to have a conversation and that's civil and it's not trying to disrupt the flow of GoofOn, more than welcome to join us. Yeah, except for SCAMbian and Darcy Weirdo and I want to say thanks to Mike Weir for the PayPal support you sent earlier, because I said you might be in relation to Darcy. Not sure, but I thank you for that. Rebecca, thank you for your continuing support. You already gave $10 earlier. Lantonio is even chipping in tonight with the $5 super chat. It says, love you, brother, and all my Goofonian family. How you doing, man? Be careful. The enemy's in the house. Of course they can't. What do you mean, Alien Addict? Rich, you do a great show. Nobody can take that away. Sure they can. Sure they can. You guys tried. Your friends tried. And keep trying. because that's who you hang out with. That's who you support. Lantonio, thank you very much, man. I hope you're doing well. I guess we do need to catch up a little bit. Mucho gusto generoso, bro. Appreciate it. Well, we got... And, that was Cash App. This can't be right. $1,000. Look at this. Somebody just... No, I'm joking. I just wanted to say that so Alien Addict goes... No, I have a feeling it's $25. And I believe it came from... I can't find out who yet. $25. Who is this? It won't tell me. Hold on. I'll have to check in the email. That's bizarre. I can't see who it was. I think I know. Oh, it's Jeanette. Thank you very much. Larky, I see your email there too. Jeanette, thank you for the it's actually says $24.62. I don't know if that's a number that's specific for something I'm supposed to understand. But if you take all those numbers, I see 666. So I appreciate that. Well, the 24.62. You got the 24, that's 6. You got the 6, which is a 6. And then the 2 plus that 4 is 6. You can do it. Numerology, you can make up anything you want as long as you're happy. Thank you, Jeanette, for that huge support. As always, mucho gusto generoso. Guys are unbelievable. Thank you. All right. Tom DeShlong is in trouble. Did you hear about this? This was a tweet by Strange Recon. Some of you may know who that is on Twitter. But let me show you. Tom DeLonge says he had contact with aliens and he's in danger because of what he knows. Okay, by the way, this story came out February 17th, 2015. For some reason, I didn't look at the date on that. But that's what they do on Twitter. They post this stuff like it's new, and you're like, wait a minute, didn't he say this already? And then, you open it up, you see the actual date, because I didn't read it yet. I just looked at the headlines and said, what the hell? I don't remember him saying that he may be in trouble, but here we are 8 years later. Tom DeShlong is still going strong. I feel bad for that guy, with all the stuff that he went through. But in a way, I feel your gullibility doesn't cancel out your stupidity. And if you are that stupid to get in bed with the devil, the government, well, I don't know why I did this, because it is the government. You get what you pay for. And they got what they wanted, a patsy, which turned out to be you. Elizondo used you. They all used you, Tom. And I'm sad for you because Tom DeLonge seriously wanted to find the truth, this poor bastard. Totally funny how that all worked out. They used him for the money. They used him and then they dropped him like a dirty habit. That's Elizondo. That's your government. That's who's running this show. And I can't say I didn't tell you so. I told you so. I'm not going to read that story now. Now, let me get rid of this. Oh, wait a second. This looks new. Oh, here's a new sighting I found. It's old. It's an official U.S. Navy footage of a UFO, apparently. Let's take a look at this. I don't think I just showed this one. Here we go. I mean, you know, you see what we're doing? You see what I mean? Nice, right? Not going fast enough to be an airplane, in my opinion. I don't know how far away it is, but, you know, it could be a little airplane, but not a jet. It's a minute long or so. And I think it's repeating, but it is interesting. It's got that hockey puck quality to it. You know, the black bottom, shiny top, which basically is, the black bottom is just because the reflection is so bright from that craft that it creates some sort of anomaly in the camera. It happens forever, nothing you can do about it. That's why your eyes are so much better than a camera, even though a camera, you know, captures everything in full detail, where we just look at a pinpoint. Everything else is blurry, believe it or not. You notice that when you look at something, you're only looking at a very small, tiny pinpoint portion of the entire world at any time. It's amazing we see anything at all with these eyes, but you know, our periphery, that is a hard word for me. Peripheral, fucking side vision. I hate that word. Anyway, man, what are we doing tomorrow? What are we doing tomorrow? I don't know yet. I've got some more to go over now, though. What is this? Hold on. We have a PhD, Dr. Walker, a nuclear physicist, Stanton Friedman. What is this? And 2 U.S. Army officers, Alexander and Corso, telling us the working group existed. Dr. Sarbacher told us that crash retrievals had occurred. So much smoke here. Oh, wow. I remember this story. Yeah, I'm not going over that right now, but that's good for tomorrow. We'll do that tomorrow. I did slot it in for tonight. No, we got that already. Let's do this. Hold on. Tweet. It says I must show this for some reason. I don't know why I have to show this. Let me see what's going on here. The Mojave Triangle UAP. This is the Jeremy Corbell video we just talked about for an hour. By the way, new first-hand witnesses flooding in today. New footage, new video, new direct testimony on the record. Time to catch up and enjoy. I recommend again that everybody start at the beginning. Check out this new open UAP case. All right, this is new? This isn't new. This is in the TV show and the freaking podcast. He's acting like he's putting up something new and it's from the show. Oh, he's so annoying. It's like, all right, here's something. Here's a 32-second clip of the sighting shows the 5 lights descending in a way consistent with flares. We know. I had all this to show you guys and I forgot. I know, I was scattered. Here it is. All right, do you understand that? Me neither. All right, you know what? All right. Man, everything just came to a complete standstill. The whole entire world just stopped moving. It did. So I'm going to show you this video. We're going to show you what it's like to be 75 years old, 77 years old, getting mugged. You're going to root for this guy. This is the best. He fights off a mugger. This is inspirational, right? Here's what GoofOn does. We inspire.
A 77-year-old man would
Yeah,
have been
old
the victim
people.
of a mugging, except that he put up his dukes and fought off the masked miscreant.
Yeah.
It happened in 2020 in Wales. The senior even seemed to gesture, "Bring it on." But the would-be crook didn't
That's
stick
Alien
around
Addict.
for the knuckle
That's the
sandwich he
future.
ordered.
That's Alien Addict
A
seeing
77-year-old man would have been the victim of a mugging.
a UFO
except
hoaxer.
that he put up his dukes and fought off the masked miscreant. It happened
Look
in
at his
2020
punch.
in Wales. The senior even seemed to gesture, "Bring it on." But the would-be crook didn't stick around for the knuckle sandwich he ordered.
The guy didn't just land a punch on this kid. He literally placed it on his chin. I mean, he goes, and he left it there. Yeah. Somebody just sent $20, David Wilcox, through PayPal. I just happen to have the app open from the last one. Well, movie night I canceled. He's asking what happened to movie night and viewer mail. Well, I said I wasn't going to do movie night because of copyright issues. I don't know how I would be able to do it without getting a copyright. Look, I get copyright claims all the time, but when you play like a movie in the background, I mean, how would we do it? That's what I think what the problem was too, was that trying to get everybody on. I like the idea still, I like that idea, David. And then you also asked what happened to viewer mail. I'll tell you exactly what happened to viewer mail. I got sick. And then when I got done being sick, I forgot all about it. So now that you reminded me, I appreciate that kind of reminder. That's constructive right there. So viewer email, because I still want to do that. I think I talked about it yesterday or the day before too. I keep forgetting. And what else? Movie night. I'm going to figure out a way to do movie night. See, the way movie night would have to work, we would all have to start it at the same exact time. But the fun thing that would be fun for me was I'm able to show it up on the screen and do it, but I can't. So that means I would have to watch it here, whatever movie it is. And you guys, not everybody would have access to Netflix or a movie platform that I'm watching it on. So I'd also have to figure out a way that everybody can watch the movie. Because what if I'm doing the show and people are coming in knowing it's movie night, but can't see the movie because I can't put it on my screen? Or they turn off your live stream when you do something like that. But the movie Out of the Blue is now free on YouTube. And I know Spaced Out Radio played it and his channel's still up. But if it's free, maybe we should do a movie night and watch Out of the Blue. I'd like to do it tomorrow. Hold on, let me see if we can do this. I want to read it. That would be great for tomorrow night. I'd like to do that. And David, thanks for the $20, by the way, on PayPal. Super mucho gusto. Generoso. Thanks, man. Good. That was a good one. What am I looking up? Here we go. So we have to go to James Fox. Is that what his channel is? Is that the name of his channel? James Fox? I don't see it. Because it's on his James Fox UFO? I don't know. Let's do Out of the Blue. Well, that's not it. Here it is. No. I need James Fox's Out of the Blue, the definitive investigation, full documentary. Let me see if that's something we can play without copyright. Let me see what it says here. Offers more challenge of a community science and Bigfoot encounters. It doesn't say. Doesn't say. But I'll find it, and if I can do it tomorrow, then I'll do it tomorrow. And we'll do movie night tomorrow. Maybe that's what we'll do tomorrow. Matter of fact, why not? We can try it. I did. I search out of the loo. You son of a bitch. That is funny. That is funny. All right. Yeah, I'm all on board for movie night. People would love that here. Hey, we never done it. So tomorrow night I'm going to try it. We'll see if it works. And I believe that's it for tonight. Right. I might. Movie night. I won't forget. We can watch Out of the Blue. I don't know. I'm going to pick probably that movie to watch because it's easy. Why not? It's a good 2-hour movie. Do a 2-hour show. Anyway, I probably will forget. Oh, thanks for the advice, Alien Addict. I will do just me. I do every night. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know what he thinks we are. We're not friends, so I don't know why even be cordial with me. Like you do not care. You're just trying to get a reaction. That's why you're here. Isn't it? He's on vacation and he's here. Right? Living rent-free. Well, that's about it for tonight. I don't know. All I know is that if Alien Addict is around, there's trouble right behind him. So keep your eyes and ears open, everybody. Thank you very much for the support tonight. I really appreciate it. And it all goes back into the show, back into this place we call Goof On. So I can't thank you enough for that. And Washington's going to be outrageous. And I hope Michael from Dark Hour makes it. He needs to be there. We work good as a team because I'm going to be by myself most of the time while the Cousins brothers are filming the Greer thing. I'm going to be looking for interviews and doing my own thing, but it's always easier to do if you have somebody else there to help you hang this or paint that or draw this or hold the camera, you know. Even though I've got tripods, I got it all. But you know what I mean. I got it all, Ma. I'm even bringing meatballs for Lou. Big fat fuck Lou. That'd be great if he was there. Just walk up to him and smack the bitch out of him. As soon as you smack Lou, you hear, ah! That's smacking the bitch out of Lou. And then take off running. Yeah. I wouldn't have to go far. He'd be out of gas after 22 steps. That's all he's got. 22 steps and a crack in the sidewalk's going to take him down. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Thank you, Alien Addict, for being you. Hope you have a great vacation out there. I mean that. And thank you, everybody. Moderators? You guys are moderators. The moderators and what are the other ones? Whistleblowers? Moderators and super chatters. Yeah, super chatters. Thank you for your support and your time, giving the show an easy, smooth night. I don't know what I'm saying. And thank you, newcomers and veterans. Thank you for supporting the show. Can't do it without you. Can't do it with any of you. Can't do it without any of you. What did I just say? Boy, this sativa weed is really good. And I don't really like sativa that much because it makes me feel like, I'm talking a little bit much, but I don't feel like I'm talking that much. Or I feel like I'm not talking that much, but I could be a little speedy. I don't know. It just feels that way. All right, with that being said, what do we do over here? Does anybody want to take a quick guess? What do we do? Huh? Quick test before we go. Tomorrow's Friday. You're going to take the test again. What do we do here? That's right. Truth. Son of a. Truthology for ufology. That's what we do. And we choke the chicken. You're right. We choke that chicken till it screams bloody murder. Be nice. Be kind. Rewind. And alien bless. Good night, everybody. Incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul.
Warning. Control life. Warning. Warning. Failure. Control life. Warning. Unidentified flying object.